Gopi Jana Vallabha Givaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Givaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Givaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janarandana Yashodanandana Braja Janarandana Yashodanandana Braja Janarandana Yamunadira Vanachari Yamunadira Vanachari Yamunadira Vanachari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe Jai Jagannath Jai Baladeva Jai Subhadra Jai Jagannath Jai Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Abhinam Sankirti Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Padotay Mudayate Ashtapraye Savadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavadinashiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpade Govisa Kanta Radha Kanta Namastude Sapta Kanjana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shabanu Sadudevi Pranamami Hripriye Chagalpa Dharubhasya Kripa Sindhu Vaivacha Adithanam Pavane Pyo Vaishnave Pyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shadvaita Gadada Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Welcome all the devotees for today's Bhagavad Gita class. I'm extremely thankful for all of you for joining and taking your valuable time. I'm thankful to our Paramadayal Guru for inviting me to discuss something about Bhagavad Gita. So we are discussing about Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, text number 29 and 30 together. It's a combined sloka. This is about the heading is the vision of perfect yogi. So I will recite this sloka, both the sloka together, then we'll go to the purport. Sarvabhudastam atmanam sarvabhudani satmane ishate yoga yuktatma sarvatra samadarshanaha. Anybody want to recite? They can recite actually. So we are introduced from last, that devotee is good actually. Some devotees can chant also. If you can try.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji, you can recite, Prabhuji.
Sarva bhutastha atmanam sarva bhutani cha atmani ikshate yoga yuktatma sarvatra samadarshana.
Wonderful, wonderful. Everybody, or will go to the next sloka. Anybody is there? Anybody wants to chant?
Sarvabhutastam atmanam sarvabhutani chatmani ikshate yoga yuktatma sarvatra samadarshanaha.
Okay. You can put next slide, 30th, you can put Prabhuji. Yo mam pashyati sarvatra sarvam cha maya pashyati tashyaham na pranashyami sa same na pranashyati.
30. Chapter 6.
Everybody can try.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yo mam pashyati sarvatra sarvam cha mai pashyati tasyaham na pranashyami sa cha me na pranashyati.
Pranashyati. What happened? This one?
Sacha me na pranashyati. You did not hear?
Yeah, I could not hear.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, anybody else? Shall we go for the purport and this one, discussion about this chapter?
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
Yo mam pashyati sarvatra sarvam chamayi pashyati tasyaham na pranashyami sacha me na pranashyati.
Okay, thank you. We'll discuss about the translation and purport. Text number 29. Yeah. Your true yogi observes me in all being, also see every being in me. Indeed, a self-realized person sees me and the same Supreme Lord everywhere. This is very important purport. We'll read. Put me on the okay. A Krishna conscious yogi is a perfect seer because he sees Krishna, the Supreme, situated in everyone's heart as Super Soul, Paramatma. Ishvara Sarva Bhudana Hirdesha Arjuna Sishtari. The Lord in his Paramatma feature is situated within the heart of dog, that of a Brahmanas. The perfect yogi knows that Lord is eternally transcendental and is not materially affected by his presence in either a dog or a Brahmana. That is the supreme neutrality of the Lord. The individual soul is also situated in the individual heart, but is not present in all hearts. This is a distinction between the individual soul and the super soul. One is not factually in the practice of yoga cannot see so clearly. Krishna conscious person can see Krishna in the heart of both the believer and the non-believer. In the Smriti, this is confirmed in the Attacha cha matrascha atmahi paramo hari. The Lord being the source of all being is like a mother and a maintainer. As a mother is neutral to all different kind of children, the Supreme Father or Mother is also. Consequently, the super soul is always in every living being. Outwardly also, every living being is situated in the energy of the Lord, as will be explained in the 7th chapter of the Lord. Only two energies, the spiritual, superior, and material are inferior. The living entity also, a part of the superior energy, is a conditioned the inferior energy. The living entity is always in the Lord's energy. Every living entity is situated in him in one way or other. A yogi sees equally because he sees that all living entities, although in different situations, according to the result of the fruitive work, in all circumstances remain the servant of the God. While in the material energy, the living entity serves the material senses, while in the spiritual energy, he serves the Supreme Lord directly. In either case, the living entity is a servant of God. This vision of equality is perfect in person in Krishna consciousness. We'll go to 30th. For one who sees me in everywhere and seeing everything in me, I am never lost, nor is ever lost to me. Purport. A person in Krishna consciousness certainly sees the Lord Krishna everywhere and sees everything in Krishna. Such a person may appear to see all separate manifestations of the material nature, but in each and every instance, he is conscious of Krishna, knowing that everything is manifestation of Krishna's energy. Nothing can exist without Krishna. Krishna is the Lord of everything. These are basic principles of Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is the development of love of Krishna, a position transcendental even to the material liberation. At the stage of Krishna consciousness beyond self-realization, the devotee becomes one with Krishna. In the sense, Krishna becomes everything for the devotee, and devotees become fully in loving Krishna, become full in loving Krishna. An intimate relationship between the Lord and the devotee then exists. In the state, the living entity can never be annihilated, nor is a personality, Godhead, ever out of sight of the devotee. The merger in the Krishna is spiritual annihilation. The devotee takes no risk. It is stated in Brahma Samhita, Premanjara Churita Bhakti Ulochana, Santa Sadaiva Hridayeshu Ulokayanti, Yam Shama Sundaram Achinda Guna Surubam, Govinda Madipurusham Tam Aham Pajami. I worship the premier Lord Govinda, who is always seen by the devotee whose eyes are pointed with the pulp of love. Sundara situated in the heart of the devotee. At this stage, the Lord never disappears from the sight of the devotee, nor does a devotee ever lose sight of the Lord. In the case of a yogi who sees the Lord as Paramatma within the heart, the same applies. Such a yogi turns into a pure devotee, cannot bear to live a moment without seeing the Lord in himself. Such a wonderful purport of Prabhupada doesn't require any explanation. Still, we discuss something for our basic understanding to re-emphasize how Prabhupada is intelligently given these two the purport, the full essence of Krishna consciousness, to remember Krishna always. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyadi brahmaskuru mami vaishyasa satyante prididhanadi prayosmi. Always remember, just so one offering obeisances, remembering him, chanting his name, worshipping him. The different forms of worshipping the Krishna is explained Bhagavad Gita by stage. And we will now see these particular two texts and discuss for our understanding how to remember Krishna all the time. In this, the vision of perfect yogis, a true yogi observes me, the super soul in all being. That means Vidya Vinaya Sambandhe Brahmani Kavesani Suni Seva Subhagesa Pandita Samadarshana. That is seeing that the super soul everywhere. Wherever we can't say, actually, Prabhupada says, only the instant man say there is no God. Just open our eyes, everything is manifestation of God. We can't see, it is actually easy to remember Krishna in everything, and very difficult to not remember Krishna in the things when we just open our eyes, the eye of eyesight which God has given. With that, with this energy only we can see. If he has not given the sight to see or ability to see, or even in something in front of us, everything. See, even this the seeing power is given by God. The sun is to facilitate seeing. The sun and moons are there, and for us living is giving water, air, fire, ether, so many things. Without him, we can't live only. So see. Also see every being in me. That is another thing is not only we see only the human being. There is a Prabhupada says is partial. We have to see even in what is called aquatics, reptiles, the animals, birds, everything we could see a part of Krishna. And indeed, self-realized person sees in me the same Supreme Lord everywhere. This is the indication of pure devotee. That's why the pure devotees give respect even for a small ant. When Brigari's story was there, when Narada Muni told him about what he is doing is wrong, he was not appreciating. But when he chanted this holy name, Brigari got purified, and he was not prepared to even kill a small ant, which was coming in the way while seeing the Narada Muni, he was jumping. So that is the position. When a person becomes pure, when he becomes a yogi, he is able to understand the hand of everything in Krishna and Krishna's hand everywhere. These are without Krishna we can't live. And actually, we as a pure devotee cannot also live without Krishna. These are the reciprocal arrangement between the Krishna and the devotee. For one who sees me everywhere and is seeing everything me, I never lost to him, nor is ever lost to me. This is the biggest philosophy Krishna is giving here. When we invoke this holy name of Krishna, we understand that holy name is not different from Krishna. Once we have that, what is called now, realized knowledge, that is wisdom, the holy name is not different from Krishna, then we become pure. Till stage we have to keep on struggling with our sadhanas, going on chanting. One day or other, we'll get we'll understand that Krishna is in the holy name. We'll understand. Till such stage we have to. Now, what Prabhupada says is, for us to understand, appreciate Krishna, some aspect we have to follow. Some aspect is to follow. We have to go on understanding how Krishna is powerful. See, one thing, what is real knowledge is? Real knowledge is spiritual knowledge, and spirit and matter and control of both. The spirit is the spiritual energy is given by Krishna, material energy is given by Krishna. Both are controlled by Krishna. This is a first understanding. And also, initially when Lord Krishna spoke to Arjuna, this before the start of the battle, their relationship between Arjuna and Krishna was on two levels. One is they were friends, and also Krishna and Arjuna were relatives because of that Kunti Maharani and Vasudeva. They were brothers and sisters, so they were intimately connected. They were loving friends. But and also they were contemporaries of same age. This was the position with them, and they used to sleep together, they used to eat together, they have fun together. That was the relation they had. Once the battle started, and actually the Arjuna asked to kindly bring this my chariot in front of both the army. Then it was there, the Arjuna was shaken. Immediately he lost his composure. He was become not able to understand what is the position. He saw his the grandfather, his his teacher, relatives all in front of him. He lost his composure. He doesn't want to fight. Now, Arjuna, by discussing this, he was asking, you become very compassionate. That what Prabhupada says also, being a devotee, the devotee means he is always compassionate. He has shown he is exhibiting his compassionate nature at the time of war. He said, I will not fight. And he also gives, and also he is telling, so what is, if I win the war, if I lose my relatives and friends there, and I can't enjoy the loss of enjoyment. And also, he is talking about fear of sinful reaction. By killing those people, many of them will lose their father. They'll become they'll lose their bread earning person in that family. All these things, many reasons he give. And also, he is talking about harmful effect of destroying the family tradition. And finally, he comes to the conflict. He doesn't want to fight. That was what the stage you took. Then he immediately is a carpenter dosha was. Then he immediately set up, and I want to surrender you, and I want to become a disciple. Kindly instruct me. These are the word Arjuna spoke. After Arjuna spoke the word, and Krishna gave the knowledge. Till that time, Krishna was not in a position to give the knowledge because he did not surrender. Similarly, in our life also, what is the meaning of surrender? Surrender meaning obey the instruction of Krishna or his representative. Prabhupada, in his one of the purpose, says it is not that we are not qualified like Arjuna to be taught directly the Bhagavad Gita. Through our medium of spiritual master, the same knowledge we are getting, the disciplic section. That's why very potent of this Prabhupada's as Bhagavad Gita as it is, he has given this purport of previous acharyas as originally was given from the previous acharyas, for Krishna down to Arjuna, all this parampara till the Prabhupada stage he has given. So that's why we got the benefit of hearing the same message which Krishna gave to us is still available. So once we follow the Guru Parampara, the disciplic succession, our knowledge intact. So here, Krishna gives knowledge slowly. First of all, Krishna gave knowledge to Arjuna about the soul. That is jnana. Jnana means about knowledge. Knowledge, he spoke whatever is required for Arjuna to understand. He is not a body, spiritual. He gave the complete philosophy. Then only he is able to understand. First, unless you have the bodily concept of consciousness of life, that particular knowledge is not given. Whatever he knowledge gives other than body, you would not understood. First Arjuna, Krishna attacked his bodily connection with these relatives and friends, and as you are not body, you are a spirit soul. Once that knowledge is given, then he is talking about the duty. Sakama karma. That means he is talking once the bodily concept of system is compassionate is taken care of by the soul. Once they are the soul, they cannot be killed. Today or tomorrow they are going to die. If you don't kill them, they are going to naturally die. But as a Kshatriya, you have to, second option, what is giving, even those people lost, so I will not be able to share my joy with these people because everybody dead. So for that is Krishna is telling, he is talking about duty. Talking about duties, if you lose as a Kshatriya, you will go to heaven. And if you win, you will be able to rule. So he is giving an offering of enjoyment. Both as here as well as if you fight, if you win a war, you are going to be a king. If you die, you are going to the heaven. Both sides you are going to. If you don't perform your duty as a Kshatriya, then you will incur sin. This is he was given. Then he is talking about fear of sinful reaction. Fear of sinful reaction, Krishna gives the knowledge of Niskama Karma Yoga. Niskama Karma Yoga, it means detached. You do your work without attachment to the results, fruits. You do your duty as a prescribed duty. Don't expect the fruits of that. Then in this he is given the Niskama. That means you will not incur any sin because this is doing your prescribed duty and you are not expecting any result. There he ends. Then about this harmful effect of destroying the family tradition, he is talking about Varna Sankara. Varna Sankara means the Pintadan, all these things that you have to do the prescribed duty. They are also do prescribed duties there. And confusion, indecision is he follow the instructions, follow my instructions, and also what Prabhupada here is giving are representative of Krishna, the spiritual master. If you follow the spiritual master coming in the disciplic authority, as if you are following Krishna's instructions. Now, for us to understand the knowledge, let us see one or two incidences where we understand Krishna is a supreme personality of Godhead from the beginning. It is not that Krishna, because high voting or because of his followers, Krishna has become a God. He is not God like that. So we'll see from Mahabharata 2 or 3 stories to see how Krishna acted as a God during the time when he lived also. One of the many people cannot understand is Krishna is God, including Duryodhana, because they not followed the process which Arjuna took by surrendering, humbly accepting his position, and whatever is discussed about the soul, all this knowledge they don't have. That's why they are not able to appreciate, even though Krishna was present in front of them. When we talk about Jarasandha, see, when Jarasandha, when he was born, actually it is stated here, Brihat Radha, one was he is married to the daughter of King of Kasi. For a long time, he did not have child. He went to the forest for meditation, and there he met one rishi called Kakishavan. Kakishavan, one rishi was there. He gave one mango to this the Bharatradha and told him to give to a queens. But he gave one mango. He divided the mango off. He gave to the queens. After some time, they become pregnant. Only thing after when they got delivered, they got only half baby they got. So they got frustration. They threw these in front of the palace, both of them. And this person was, Brahadrada was worshipping a demon Rakshasi called Jara. Jara took both these babies born separately off. He joined together. He became Jarasandha. When Jarasandhan was attacking this Madura many times, finally, when Rajasuya Yajna was conducted, so actually they have to go and defeat Jarasandha. So Krishna, Arjuna, and Bhima, they went to the palace as a disguise as a Brahmana and begged them that I want some charity. When they begged for charity, and after that, when they said, what do you want? We want to fight with you. Then after he accepted that he has agreed to fight with you, they revealed. Bhima revealed. So Krishna, Jarasandha rejected Krishna. You went 17 times I came, every time you ran away. So I don't want to fight with you. So he gave a reason, Arjuna, you are younger to me, I don't want to fight with you. So he fought with Bhima. So they were fighting more than, I think more than 15 days they fought. There was no end at all. So at that time, and Krishna told, Krishna was witnessing the battle. They were fighting, Bhima was fighting, and you took one straw and just made a signal to Bhima, just tear it like that. Then immediately Bhima took this Jarasandhan by head down and put the legs up and tore apart. After that, he was now thrown in a different direction. Then he was killed like that. Then you cannot be joined, no, you could put in opposite direction. So that was one incident where Krishna, this was not known to anybody. Only Krishna only know about this. So this was one incident. Then one more incident is when Duryodhana shouted at Bhishma Dev during the war, you are very affectionate to the Pandavas, that's why you're not killing them. Like that he chastised Bhishma. Bhishma really got angry, annoyed, and he said he identified 5 arrows, and tomorrow with these 5 arrows, I'm going to vanquish all these 5 Pandavas. So at that time, Duryodhana thought, why you should keep the 5 arrows? Give it to me, tomorrow morning you'll give. So that on that basis, you took the arrow, kept with him, was sleeping. So suddenly the Krishna in the middle of the night, he got up and he was restless. He called Arjuna and go to the Duryodhana site and ask from him 5 arrows. So actually nobody knows. Even this Duryodhana, when Arjuna went there, Duryodhana was actually baffled how he came to know. Then he understood Krishna only would have told like that. So from this incident, we understand Krishna is a Paramatma. He is so, whether we like it or not, Krishna is in our life in all aspects. Even minute aspect is also there. This one story. Third story is one we can admit is from the Akshaya Patra. When Durvasa Muni went to Duryodhana's palace, he fed Durvasa Muni very happily. And while going, he was satisfied with Duryodhana's hospitality, he says, and what do you want? Then he said, you go to Pandavas, they are camping in the forest. After Draupadi has finished her last meal. Accordingly, Durvasa Muni also goes there. And when he went there with his 60,000 disciples, and he said, I came to have prasadam with you. Then immediately they were worried actually what to do. By that time they came to know that Draupadi already finished her food for the day. So that said, you go to the Yamuna river and take bath and come. By the time we'll keep everything ready. So at that time, Krishna came. Krishna also came. This Durvasa Muni has come, maybe known to Krishna. He came there. He came and asked Draupadi, give me, I am feeling hungry, feed me something. So Draupadi said, I'm already having a firm guest is there. So I will be able to. Then you bring the Akshaya Patra. Then when Akshaya Patra was brought, you could see a small morsel of some food particles sticking to that. Krishna took that, immediately was satisfied. After immediately satisfied, the gulping sound came with this all these Durvasa Muni's Muni and also all his disciples. They were bulging as if it is full of that up to the neck. They are having the prasadam. And then they said, Dushamara said, send Bhima to call Durvasa Muni. Prasad already called them. when he went to that bathing place, and with a gada even said, please come, prasadam is ready. They all ran. So from this incident, we can understand how Krishna is the Paramatma in every aspect of our life. So why we are telling this story is, we should know more of these stories to understand, to convince our what is called our fickle mind, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Why we are reading the Bhagavad Gita, why we are reciting the sloka every day, Nityam Bhagavad Seva, is to again and again understand, convince, and without doubt. See, main problem is we should practice Krishna consciousness with faith and without doubt. When we have doubt, that is also that is called illusion, and the doubt is also called ignorance. So that's why we have more of knowledge of more and more of aspect of Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's glories, Krishna's relation with the devotees, and what is telling about in Bhagavad Gita. We'll see one or two slokas here in Bhagavad Gita to demonstrate how Krishna is telling about his energies. How he is talking. But we now discuss about Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmani Kavesini Suni Sevakasya Pandita Savardarshana. That's another sloka. Understand what is knowledge. To understand that Paramatma is situated in everything. That's why very important aspect is we should be compassionate with all these living beings. This is one of the vital things which foundation of our Krishna consciousness is we should be compassionate to all living beings. Even the small ant, we are not supposed to harm them unnecessarily. By mistake, something happened because for us to live, we have to kill something. You can't avoid. But voluntarily, after getting the knowledge, if you are not able to, if you are getting accumulating knowledge, information, we are not putting into practice. We are not converting knowledge into wisdom. That is called realized knowledge. Then it is not going to be a much effect actually. That's why we'll see one more sloka we'll see from Bhagavad Gita 8.9. 8.9 is a very important sloka. I will recite the sloka. Kavim Puranam Anusadidaram Anor Aniyamsam Anusmrataha Sarvasa Dadaram Achintya Rupam Adityavarnam Tamasaga Prasada. That the meaning is one should meditate upon the Supreme Person as one who knows everything. This again the Krishna's Kavim Puranam. That means he knows everything, and he is the oldest. He is a controller. He is a smaller than the smallest, who is a maintainer of everything. He is beyond perception, who is inconceivable, who is always a person. This one of the important aspects is you understand Krishna is a person. And he is inconceivable. We can't understand. Even the spiritual knowledge which we are trying to read and assimilate, very difficult to understand unless Krishna's mercy is there. Who is always a person. He is luminous like a sun and is a transcendental beyond his material nature. See, what is important is the Krishna consciousness. When yesterday I was listening to Subala's Guru lecture, what is telling now, our whatever we gain in this material world is association of 5 people we are associating with. Whoever we are associating with 5 people regularly on basis, those what is called those person will influence us. Whatever their personality, their liking, disliking, those things will affect us. Similarly, if you have surrounded with Krishna's knowledge, always thinking about Krishna, then we have only Krishna with us. All our knowledge will be, instead of having 5% different percent, we have only Krishna, only that knowledge only will come to us. We'll be getting attracted to Krishna's what is your beauty, his power, strength, his compassion, how he is called Bhakta Vatsal. All these something not necessarily will understand in gross manner. Some subtle things will enter our mind. He'll stay with us. He'll be helpful in a kind of danger. That's one thing. And plus one more thing is here. He talking about 5.29. 5.29 is also very, very important. Krishna himself is disclosing what is his vibhuti, what is his opulence. Koktaram yajna tapasam sarvalokam maheshwaram surdam sarvabhudanam jnatvam shanti richari. Here he is giving a peace formula. Peace formula, what is it? A person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifice and austerities. whatever you do, if you do as a what is called as offering to Krishna, like offering to Krishna, remembering him, just even what we have the prasadam also offer to him, some prayer before eating and before drinking. These are small aspects which we can easily introduce. Not difficult, no, you like a chanting you have to do. Chanting is something sadhana. This you have to practice, become a habit. Then we can remember Krishna always. Then one knowing to be ultimate benefit, all sacrifice, austerity, the supreme lord of all planet and demigod. This is very, very important. Is the other than Krishna, nobody is a controller. He is the supreme lord of all planets and demigod, benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities. The benefactor and well-wisher. This is very, very important factor of a quality of a God. So we may have our father, we have a mother, we may have so many relatives, friends, so many people there. Nobody can be a benefactor like and well-wisher of living of all living entities. You may be if a father has got a child, he can be only benefactor to the child. Krishna is benefactor to all living beings. This is one of the unique quality of Krishna. Attains peace from pangs of material misery. Only by understanding this. One sloga is more than enough what Krishna said to understand his vibhuti, understand his potencies, understand his greatness. That is enough for us to just retain in our mind. Somewhere in our consciousness get struck. That is enough for our perfection. We know do simply. And also one of the Krishna, one of the things of our Arjuna prays to Krishna. This also should be one of our prayer actually. Particular sloga, how he is invoking. That means Prabhupada say why we are discussing or singing about Bhaktivinoda Thakur's prayers or Loknath Maharaj prayer. Why we are doing all these things? Because they know how to pray to Krishna. See, we know only material aspect because that too material we don't know everything. Little aspect of material thing we may know here and there, and we are proud of that. But if we follow this parampara, all these previous acharyas, previous devotees who pray to Krishna, the same way we can pray. We can just repeat the prayer. Like Arjuna says, Tasmat pranamya pranidaya kayam prasadatvam aham Vidave putrasya sagava sako priya priyarasya deva sodam. The translation is, you are the Supreme Lord to be worshipped by every living being. Thus I fall down to offer you my respectful obeisances or ask your mercy. As a father tolerates impudence of a son, a friend impertinent of a friend, or husband the familiarity of his wife, please tolerate the wrong I have done to you. Why we are doing that particular prayer is because we are doing always sinful activity. If you see morning to evening, if you consciously sleep, we hardly do any good activity. What we are doing is only for good for us. We are eating, we are sleeping, we are dressing, we are doing everything for us. Hardly we spend some time to do something good to others. But that being the case, to call ourselves devotees is also questionable. That is why the prayers of our Arjuna is very important. And we are just, as a father tolerates a child, and a friend tolerates another, like a husband tolerates the wife. Similarly, the Krishna, we have to ask Krishna, tolerate us by I did nothing actually. I did a very selfish life without doing anything at all. Till you are tolerating, you are feeding me, you are giving everything necessary for my continuance. How you are great. This is what we have to have a prayer. That's why when we are having the Mahaprasad prayer and why we are doing, we are our senses are imperfect. We can't understand everything. Krishna is very such a infinite. We are finite. How we can understand Krishna? Once we invoke this mercy of Krishna, through the causeless mercy of Krishna, some kind of intelligence may suddenly crop up in our life and we become serious. Otherwise, our life will continue like a normal thing only, doing everything same routine, and some smaller portion of the aspect we do bhakti. Then how to increase the pure stage of what just now we discussed about now, the 6.29 and 30. Always think about Krishna is very difficult. So we have to at least put our effort. That's why the Damodar Leela also two things, two shot was there. One is our finger, is one finger is represent our sadhana with our whatever association is possible. and also invoking the mercy of Krishna. Krishna, I am incapable, I am insignificant, I am most fallen. These are the normal prayers of a pure devotee. Similarly, we also follow in the footstep, even we repeat theoretically without understanding the seriousness. That is, one day or other, Krishna will give intelligence to understand. The prayer should be very serious from the heart. And it will be, as Prabhupada says, it should be like a child crying for the mother. It should be genuine. When we have a genuine cry, Krishna will be able to come and deliver us. Till such time, we keep on struggling and attending our Bhagavad Gita class. And then why we are doing this satsangam and all, some portion of some kind of a spiritual thing suddenly we enter mind. Because even to understand I am not a body, a spirit, soul, we are theoretically knows we are not body, spirit, soul. But at time we are from morning to evening, we are looking only after the body. Hardly, if you are chanting 16 hours of Hare Krishna, it will take 2 hours. Out of 20 hours, 2 hours only for Krishna, 20 hours for you. Now, as we progress, as we hear of more of the stories of Krishna, having association, and by prayers, some portion may increase. Instead of now we having only 2 hours, it may slightly become 3 hours, 4 hours. Like that, it will go on. Then it become, the stage will come like a yogi stage, where we always remember Krishna. Sadadam Kirtayan Toma. That will be the ultimate actually. That will come slowly. Since time we should have, Prabhupada also says in the Isha Upanishad also, we should have patience and we should have confidence. And also we should have a faith and we should have no doubt. Krishna is our ultimate benefactor. If you come to the consciousness, whatever we see in the, some form, your father, mother is there, you have to consider this also gift given by Krishna to you to live in this material world. If there is no father, is no mother, don't come. The Krishna facilitated your birth also. Why we given the facility of the birth? As a, it is stated here, the material world is as a prison house for our refinement and what is called for rectification and understand this material spiritual world. If the small understanding comes up in our life, that is more than enough to attract the mercy of Krishna. Unless we come to the stage, the material place, Dukalayam Asvasanam. And also how to go out of that. Not only the understanding Krishna is Dukalayam Asvasanam, and also how to get out of this. That is called wisdom. That is called wisdom, self-realized knowledge, or practical application of the knowledge. Otherwise, whatever we study, it becomes only a theoretical knowledge. It will have a very minimal effect. For us to become slightly elevated in Krishna consciousness, some effort is put. For this effort to put, you should have continuous association of devotees, reading the books and hearing from the great, the pure devotees lecture. All this will slowly, without your knowledge, you accumulate your spiritual asset. It will be, because you will not come to know. How will you come to know all whether you have asset or not? Then be tested only at the time of death. But if your Prabhupada also says, if you practice sincerely during this lifetime, and it is a promise by Krishna, he will take care of us. Sarvadharma parityaksha mamegam saranam braja aham tam sarva papepya mokshayasya masukam. That's all. Krishna has promised. We are connected to Krishna. We are chanting Hare Krishna mantra, and Krishna will take us from this material world to spiritual world. That much confidence we should have. Practicing what is faith mean? Faith means fearlessness at the time of death. If you have fear of death, that means still you are not become serious in Krishna consciousness. We can say, because whether you are practicing Krishna consciousness, you are having any progression, how will you come to know? You should be fearless about the death. But before coming to Krishna consciousness, always worried when I am going to die, what is going to happen. Now I don't think at all. As a father takes care of the child's need, Krishna will take care of us. This is a simple philosophy actually. Prabhupada emphasizes again and again. We should have a faith. Krishna will take us from this material body to the spiritual body. So I am going to face death. That's why we are celebrating this what is called disappearance of devotees. Vaishnavas, why we are celebrating? They are never taken by like a karmi's birth. They are not gone into another womb and taken another birth, material body. They got spiritually enlightened, went to the spiritual world to serve Krishna. Or even if you have happened to take a birth like these yogis who could not complete the full Krishna consciousness, they will appear, they will take a birth in a what is called in a Vaishnava family or very aristocrat family, where they will be able to practice Krishna the Krishna consciousness from the time from the stage they left. They not go again to ABCD of the attending Bhagavad Gita class, the reciting. Everything will come naturally. We have seen many children for practice. We are able to recite Bhagavad Gita from the childhood itself without any practice. How it is coming? Because of previous sanskar. That's why when we are living, it is better to use our time, maximum time, whatever is left within our this one remaining portion in Krishna conscious effectively, so that we'll be able to feel the result of this life itself. Not Prabhupada is not that we are going to spiritual world or next life. You'll be able to understand some kind of some understanding of spiritual life after death now itself. You are free from anxiety. You don't have tension. You are not worried about what will people think about others. These are small thing which is bothering this material world will all disappear. You will live like a prasannatma. Prasannatma always joyful. Prabhupada also say that Krishna consciousness will practice very joyfully without any stress. It is not a punishment somebody has given to you to practice. No. Voluntarily, this is my God. He has given everything. I am reciprocating. It's my duty to reciprocate every minute. It's not possible. At least regulated time we are chanting some rounds of Hare Krishna every time, every day in the morning, to just invoke his blessing, invoke his mercy. By doing this, Krishna one day say, okay, this fellow has struggled a lot. Let me take out from here to the middle one and take it to the spiritual. That's all, Haribol. Our life will be successful. Thank you very much. I'll stop here.